last lecture we learned about sexual reproduction as well as typical structure of flower. Now today we are starting another topic. The name of the topic is structure of anther. Before starting the structure of anther, I will explain about some introduction about the anther. So anther is a part of the stamens because stamen is a individual member of the androecium in the last lecture. So in structure of anther, if you observe the immature stage of the anther, now they represent by a group of parenchymatous tissue. And now this parenchymatous tissue is surrounded by a single layered epidermis. So androecium is generally diathecious and tetrasporogiate. So tetrasporogiate, it means that four pollen sacs are there. Each monoecious anther containing two pollen sacs. In diathecious anther, four pollen sacs are present. So therefore, they are called as a tetrasporogiate. If you observe the structure of anther, so anther is a heterogeneity. Differentiation arises when some hypodermal cells get transferred into archesporial cells. So here in TS of anther, the archesporial cells are divided into an inner sporogenous cells and outer primary parietal cells. The sporogenous cells forms a sporogenous tissue. Each cell of sporogenous tissue is capable of giving rise to microspore tetrads. Now, parietal cells undergo division to forming a anther wall. If you observe the structure of TS of anther, it contains four layers. First layer is epidermis, second one is a endothecium, third one is a middle layer, and fourth one is a tapetum. So here in epidermis is a outermost protective layer. It is made up of tubular flattened cell, while second layer is endothecium is subepidermal layer is made up of readily elongated cells are there with fibrous thickening. Inner to the endothecium, now third layer is called as a middle layer. So now here middle layer according to wall, now nature of the wall is thin, thin and which may be disintegrate in mature anther. And now innermost layer is called as a tapetum. So tapetum is a nutritive layer of anther wall. It immediate encloses a sporogenous tissue. And now sporogenous tissue, it means that microspore mother cell. So now in the next figure, so this is the figure of dehiscent anther. What is the meaning of dehisced anther? So after maturity, the wall of this anther get dried, and here the wall is totally ruptured and it liberate out pollen grain. Such a mechanism is called as a dehiscent. Next term is microsporogenesis. What is the meaning of microsporogenesis? Here, microspore mother cells divide mitotically to form a tetrads of haploid microspore, or it is also called as a pollen grain. If you observe the structure of pollen grain, so now this is a structure of pollen grains. So here it consists of outermost layer is called as a exine. Next layer is called as a intine. Inside presence of a homogeneous nature is called as a cytoplasm. And one spherical structure is also located. That structure is called as a nucleus. So here, if you observe the outermost layer is exine and intine, innermost. So there is some gap is there. That gap is called as a germ pores. Now if you see the in details structure of the microspore or pollen grains. So according to nature, it is non-motile, haploid in nature, unicellular, single nucleus is there. So the outermost wall of the pollen grain is a exine. It is a thick in nature, complex, biodegradable, and now it is containing a substance. That substance is called as a sporopollenin. In some plant, now outermost layer is exine. It is smooth in pattern. So why it is called as smooth? Because of generally this smooth nature is used for resistant to the chemical. And now here intine. So intine consists of two polysaccharides like say for example cellulose and pectin. So this is about the microsporogenesis. So this is a structure of development of male gametophyte. Here pollen grains marks the beginning of development of male gametophyte. So here in this diagram, first of all, it undergo first mitotic division to produces bigger naked vegetative cells and small thin walled cell is called as a generative. Now these are the two cells. One is a vegetative cell, second is called as a generative cell. So there in the next diagram, the vegetative cell is rich in food having irregular shaped nucleus is there. The generative cell float in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So this is a second diagrams of development of the male gametophyte. So now here next one, second meiotic division is takes place. In second meiotic division, it concern with the generative cell. So here generative cell, these cells only and gives rise to two non-motile. Here two non-motile male gametes are produced. Now next one, the mitotic division of the generative cell takes place either in pollen grain or in the pollen tube. The pollen grains are sacked from the anther at these two cell stage in the most of the angiosperm. So now in the last diagram, so here two non-motile male gamete is also seen in the pollen tube structure. This is a structure of anatropous wool. So what is meant by anatropous? Anatropous means having or being a plant whole inverted so that the micropyle is bent to the funiculus to which the body of the whole is united. Micropyle and funicle. This is a funicle. This is a micropyle. So here micropyle is bent. So such a structure is called as a anatropous whole. So now here in this anatropous whole, presence of a various part. First part is funiculus, second part is hilum, third one is nucellus, fourth part is integument, fifth one is micropyle, sixth is embryo sac. We see one by one. So here each ovule develops inside the ovary and is attached to the placenta by a small stalk-like structure is called as a funiculus. The place of attachment of funicle with the main body of the ovule is called as a hilum. In angiosperm, most of the common ovules are anatropous, in which micropyle directed downwards and is represent the adjacent to the funicle. Ovule consists of central parenchymatous. This is a parenchymatous centrally is called as nucellus. This is nucellus, which surrounded by usually by two protective covering is called as a integument. Integument is a bilayered. One is a outer, second one is a inner integument. A narrow opening at the apex of the ovule is called as a micropyle. Second one, chalaza. Chalaza is the base of the ovule. Directly opposite, it is opposite to the micropyle one. In ovule multicellular structure embedded in the nucellus is called as a embryo sac. If you observe the structure, detailed structure of the embryo sac, centrally presence of a two polar nuclei, and now these are the two ends. Near to the micropyle end, there is large cell is called as a egg cell, or it is also called as a oosphere, and two cells are laterally placed. That cells are referred as a synergids. At the opposite end, there is presence of a antipodal cells. These are the three numbers. They are antipodal cells are there. So now this is about the structure of anatropous ovule. Now next one is a megasporogenesis. What is the meaning of megaspores? According to size, mega means large. So in this process, formation of haploid megaspore from diploid megaspore mother cell is called as a megasporogenesis. So here megaspore mother cells become distinguished in the nucellus more or less in the center but toward the micropyle end of the ovule. So if you observe the development of male gametophyte, first of all megaspore mother cells undergo meiosis to forming a linear tetrad. Tetrad means four. Tetrad म्हणजे काय? Four haploid cells, that is called as a megaspore. Upper three, हे जे वरचे तीन आहेत here, upper three megaspore abort and lower one म्हणजे now these three are disintegrates, only lowermost toward the center of the nucleus remain functional one. So now this in tetrads, lowermost one out of these four, lowermost are only functional. It acts at the first cell of the female gametophyte. Generally, one megaspore towards the center of the functional megaspore. It is in fact the first cell of the gametophyte. It undergo three successive nuclear mitotic division. This one is first, third, and first, second, and third. So here, thus total 8 nuclei are formed, 4 of which are located at each pole. Now if you observe one by one, in the first mitotic division, mitosis, it forming a two-celled structure. Afterwards, this two-cell structure again undergo mitosis, forming a four-cell structure. So out of these four, one from this side, another from this side, they comes into the center region, and now they are responsible for formation of secondary nucleus, means secondary two polar nuclei are formed at the center region. Remaining here, remaining one goes to the antipodal side and second goes toward the micropyle end, and now this one again forming a two cells, they are forming a three antipodal cells, and now here single is a large one is a egg cell and remaining two are located at the lateral position, so they are referred as a synergids. So in that way a total embryo sacs are developed. Mature embryo sac of the female gametophyte, so they are just before the fertilization, 7 nuclei present, 6 are haploid, 1 is diploid. So this is about the structure of female gametophyte. About topic, there is some exercise is given. In first question, very short answer type of question. 6 questions are asked. You must read carefully and write down the answer. And now in the second question, only ask draw diagrams of pollen grains, then draw a diagram of LS of Anatropous wool, draw a diagram of TS of anthers. And now we will see in next lecture pollination, then pollinating agents, various adaptation in pollination, as well as double fertilization.